Hey, police brutality, what's up? And today I'm gonna let's do it. So I have done the 2017 and 2018 list week already because I started making YouTube videos since April 18th, 2017. And I'm about to do the 2019 list week at the end of 2019. But I don't know why. For some weird reason, I really want to talk about 2016 because not only is this the most critical year of my life, but also this is the year where I started to explore more movies, music, and TV shows. So 2016 is actually a really important year for me. So I would like to do a 2016 list week. And starting off for the first video of 2016 list week, of course I have to talk about top 10 worst days of 2016. Let's cheers to that. You may think that the bad days in 2017 and 2018 are really bad for me, but they are nothing compared to 2016. 2016 is the worst year of my life so far, period. And I don't know if a year can top that, because not only do I lose a lot of friends, a lot of people that I care about, I also lose a lot of non-materialistic things as well, left and right. And I also get physically injured all the fucking time. 2016 is definitely the worst year of my life. Okay, so here are the dishonorable mentions. By the way, the reason why I have this list, because I actually made this list at the end of 2016, but I didn't make a video about it because I didn't have a YouTube channel back then. So yes, this is a very old list. Anyway, we get some dishonorable mentions. We have June 8th, where it's the start of the exam week. And if you don't know this, as a Hong Kong student, we have 2 exams every year and 2 tests every year. And they're not small, they're huge. If the exams or the tests are going on, it's a huge deal. You need to really pour your heart out and swear to the sky and pray for good grades, or in Hong Kong, good scores, good results, because grades are dumb. Of course, you use real numbers. It's the start of the exam, and of course everybody's stressed, and because everybody's stressed, half of the class got sick because of the stress. And in fact, 2 girls in our class got the gastric flu. So coincidence? I think not. Okay, anyway, let's get to the top 10. At number 10, we have January 17th. So, man. I mean, I've done the worst days on 2017 and 2018, but they are nothing like 2016 because the level of paranoia and delusion and anger and hatred that my school community had in 2016 is impressively impeccable. Anyway, it was January 17th, 2016, and Bernice spoke to me. Fuck. So, in the year 2015, I and Bernice had been in a war for 3 months, and it's the most intense, epic war I have ever joined. And I mean, both sides have lost, but ultimately she lost and I won because I got the help of a bunch of unexpected allies who are all secretly insane under their skins. Bernice spoke to me. For some weird reason, she lost a war. And before the war, we were really close friends. Like, she was the closest friend to me. And then the war happened, and she became my biggest enemy, and then she spoke to me, which is really, really awkward, to be honest, but I think I handled it really, really well, because when Bernice spoke to me, I stood still, I didn't run away, I faced her like a man. And that's what you should do too if you encounter a situation like this where you become best friends with a person for 8 months and then have a war with him or her for 3 months. I guess that's what you would do. And then on the same day, Jordana told me that she might leave Hong Kong and go to the USA to study the rest of her high school. Which is incredibly heartbreaking news, because back then Jordana is one of the most special people I've ever met, if not the most special, because she's also secretly insane. Because according to her, she has this really tragic past, and she's secretly insane. She has all these crazy dark thoughts and all that. And she's a good-looking person. She's smart, she's strong, she's fast, she's talented, and she is one of the most interesting person I've ever came across. And to learn that she is leaving is incredibly heartbreaking. So yeah, there is number 10 for you. And at number 9, it's August 31st, and it is the last day of summer. And you know, if it's the last day of summer, it's already automatically bad, because it is the last day of a long period of time where you don't have to go to school, you don't have to feel all the stress and paranoia and delusion in school, and you can actually enjoy some of that reality. What's really special about 2016 summer is that I actually got to go to USA, and it is probably my second best summer of my life ever. So it's the last day of summer, and I still have a shitload of homework I haven't done, and I have to hand in on September 1st. And one of the homework is literally a huge booklet of math questions, math problems, and I have to solve them all. And on the last page, there are, I think, 4 Sudoku puzzles, and I literally sat down on this table, by this table, and I tried to do the Sudoku puzzles, and I've never done them before on that day. And it sucks. It absolutely sucks. It sucks so bad, I cried 7 times. Tears down my eyes. 7 fucking times because of some stupid fucking Sudoku puzzles. I mean, if this is not ridiculous enough, I did them for like 3 or 4 hours, and when I finished the Sudoku puzzles, it's around 1 a.m. or something, and I don't fucking care. Everybody's sleeping in this world. I don't fucking care. I screamed out loud on top of my lungs as hard as possible to make sure that I lose my voice, so that, I don't know. So yeah, fuck Sudoku puzzles. They traumatize me. I know, like, right now when I say it, it's like, come on. They're just fun little stupid little math games, right? Well, no, because the first time I did Sudoku puzzles, I was forced to, I was stressed. It's the last day of summer, and I cried 7 times within 4 hours, and it was traumatizing, and it sucks. And later that year, I did another Sudoku puzzle, and I totally nailed it within 20 minutes. So I don't know what's wrong with me. Maybe I was insane. And then at number 8, it's July 2nd. And my mom had decided to downgrade my computer, the system, from Windows 10 to 7. And because she did that, a bunch of things are deleted and reset. And actually not a bunch. Actually, all things are reset and deleted. And if you're not mad about this, if you're not pissed off about this, I don't know what will. And not like I knew my mom's gonna do this. My mom never told me that she would suddenly, all of a sudden, out of the blue, got an idea to fucking downgrade the computer to fucking Windows 7. And now all my shit are gone. And on July 2nd, I saved all my progress. I saved everything I had left on an old hard drive. And yet, my mom had to delete that specific old hard drive. It's gotta be a coincidence, right? Fuck me. And then at number 7, it's September 25th. Fuck. It is only number 7, and it's already this bad, detrimental, bad, cataclysmic, bad, apocalyptic, bad. I'm honestly getting really, really angry just by remembering what happened, okay? Like, at least in 2017 or in 2018, number 7 isn't as bad as number, I guess, 9 on this day, like, on this list. Like, jeez. Number 7, it's September 25th, and, fun fact, back then, I actually played flute. Like flute. I played the musical instrument that is flute. And I studied playing flute in the Hong Kong Flute Academy. I shouldn't have said that because that's like private information, but no one will look it up. But yeah, and on that day it was supposed to be my flute assessment day, but I forgot. And then also I don't remember if I had forgotten it or not. But what I'm sure about is that around that time, I had a huge fucking canker sore in my mouth. And maybe it's not a problem in the USA because the environment there is way more clean than here in Asia, in East Asia. And I usually have around 5 to 6 canker sore episodes every year. I just had one like last week, and when I have one canker sore, it takes me about 2 weeks until it recovers because my immune system is total jack shit. And canker sore, it sucks. I couldn't speak properly, let alone playing the fucking flute, let alone assessment. And then my mom decided to literally cancel my flute course. Not only decline the assessment, but cancel the entire fucking thing. Meaning, I can never play flute anymore. I mean, sure, I can, but I can never study flute anymore because I suck. And on the same day, my aunt treated my cousins really badly. And on that day, I was generally in a bad mood, so yeah. Then, it is number 6, January 1st. Yeah. January the fucking 1st. It's the first day of the year, 2016, and it already sucks. And, okay, first of all, again, I can't stress this enough, Jordana is one of the craziest person I ever met. Well, actually, the old Jordana, the Jordana now in present day, is 100% different than the old Jordana, and I don't know why, but I think I had a minor argument with her, and our conversation ended with me, my paranoid ass, asking her if she hates me, and of course she would respond with some dramatic, witty, mind-bending, world upside down, twisting, fucking whatever. And I asked her, "Do you hate me?" And she answered, "I'll hate you if you want me to." Because of course, she's this deity in the fucking sky. I mean, I can't wait to tell you what happened later on that year. That is the most ridiculous fucking thing that had happened in my life. Anyway, in the beginning of the year, I was actually in a tremendous amount of stress. And I earlier on in 2015, I made a special list. I make some lists sometimes, and I made a list called Blue List, and it's about special people. All people who are special can be in this list. So all those people who are mentally special are in this list. Now, I'm not saying you have to be mentally ill to be in this list, but if you are mentally ill, there are high chances that you will end up in this list, because back when I was 13, 14, I love mental illness. It's so fucking cool and edgy. Of course, right now, I'm a more mature person, and I know more things. But back then, it's this crazy thing that everybody loved. Everybody loved Mental illness, depression is fantastic. Schizophrenia is fucking awesome. Was. So I made this list. It's about people who are special, people who look different on the outside, who feel different on the outside, but is actually really different in the inside. It's almost like everybody's wearing masks. And usually these people are either evil, manipulative, sociopathic, psychopathic, or they are just really smart and knows shit, and or both. And and I am ashamed to admit this, but I actually put myself in this list. And back then I was actually really proud that I put myself on the list, and I was actually really proud that other members on the list, such as Natalie and Jordana, also agreed that I should be on the list. And of course, I felt really ecstatic about this. And then it was the beginning of 2016 where I decided to kick myself out of the list. And still, till this day, I'm actually proud that I did that, because it is just so heroic. I sacrificed my own label, my title, for science. I'm a legend. But yeah, back then it was a really difficult decision to make, and I felt really sad, and I hated myself for not hating myself enough back then. Yeah, life back then never made sense. I feel sad because I don't feel sad enough. More like I feel sad because I'm not depressed enough. Anyway, also in the beginning of 2016, it's New Year. Of course, we can enjoy life, right? Wrong! Don't enjoy life. Enjoying life is for losers. Remember to revise and study for your fucking exam, because exams are more important than anything else in your life. And also, I think around that time, I don't know why I wrote it here, even though I think it's like a few months. I think it happened a few months later, but in the list I wrote down that I paid 20 Hong Kong dollars for a $4.1 ride, bus ride, and that is one of the smartest things I've ever done. So smart that I have to hit myself in the head 50 times. No, I didn't hit myself in the head 50 times, but you get the idea. Just imagine me paying $2.6 for a 50-cent bus ride. Then you'll know how pissed off I am. Okay, now we're in the top 5. It actually can be worse. It can be worse. Yes. Oh my gosh, I've been talking for so long. At number 5, October 19th. Actually, number 5 and number 4 can switch places. Number 5 is the more traumatic one, but the repercussions isn't as bad as number 4. So I guess I'm gonna talk about number 5 first, October 19th. Black rain in Hong Kong. Black rain alert, meaning that it's maximum, like it's raining the most. It cannot be worse. Hong Kong had never faced so much rain ever. And there was a flood around the district that my school is at. And so we were stuck in our school for a while until the teachers informed us that the rain had stopped. The black rain signal had stopped. So the black rain signal had stopped. Hong Kong, at least around that district, looks incredibly bad. Like everything's just destroyed. Trees on the streets, leaves and mud everywhere, just windows and glass shards everywhere. It's like apocalypse. And I guess it was more than black rain. I think it was also a really windy day. I think thunder and lightning also happened. I don't know. But anyway, I decided to leave by bus. By then, the bus should be working again, right? So there, I went onto the bus. I tried to go to home from school, and there were other people on the bus as well. And I wanted to get home. So I stayed on that bus. and it was super slow. It was super slow. There was a huge traffic jam, and at one point, the bus was just stuck at that one position for like 20 minutes, and there were people who figured out that it would be smarter to get off the bus and maybe walk to a farther bus station and get on a new bus to go back to the same destination. Not go back, to go to the destination. So, I was being brave. I decided to get off the bus as well. It was a brave decision. It was unsafe. It sucks. Everything was wet. I have to carry 3 bags. My school bag, my bag of lunchbox, my bag of sports clothes, and an umbrella. And I got off the bus and I started walking. I walked for so long. I went up the bridge, down the bridge. I tried to dodge all the muddy, watery lands. I walked through the mud. I walked through so many things. It was tiring. I was sweating. At some point, my shoelace untied and I had to carry 4 bags, hang my umbrella, my opened umbrella on my shoulder, and then while so much weight on my back, I have to lean my back, I have to curve my back so that my hand could reach my shoes to tie the fucking shoelace, or else the shoelace is gonna dip itself in these mud and water. So I walked for a long time, and I finally reached a bus stop. And I waited for the bus of the same number, got onto it. Fuck me. It's the same bus. Me getting off the bus, walking through so much, hurting myself so much. It's all for nothing. It's all for fucking nothing. It's all wasted. I get onto the same fucking bus nonetheless. The same people wearing the same fucking shirts and pants. The same driver. Why did I get off? Why did I get off? I could have just stayed there, and if it takes 4 hours, 5 hours, hell, 3 days, 4 months to get home, I would still stick on the bus next time, okay? I will never get off the bus. Always stay in the comfort zone, or else you're being a total fucking idiot. Number 4, December 21st. I am already in 9th grade. I'm a man, right? Wrong. According to Idris, who cries all the time, who plays Rubik's Cubes all the time, and according to Joan, who is a thought, who drinks and vapes and reveal clothes, especially in recent days. Reveal skin, exposed skin. Okay, let me give you a bit of a backdrop here. So in 9th grade, everybody had to do this project. We're all grouped according to our houses, and we need to make a music video for our houses. We're gonna make a house song, and we're gonna film a music video. And me, Jeffrey, Joan, and Idris were in the same group. And then we finally finished making it. It was December 21st, and people are like, "Oh, let me watch your music video. Let me watch your music video." And Joan and Idris were like, "No, don't watch. It's really cringy. It's really embarrassing. No. And the people are like, "Okay, don't worry. Then I'll watch my part." And I was like, "No. It's embarrassing. It's awkward." Even though right now, a man that I am, I would allow them to watch. I would just shake it off, because getting awkward, getting embarrassing, getting cringy, that's a part of being human. But back then, I was really afraid of being cringy, because I have learned the worst repercussions ever. So I was like, no, you don't have to watch, And Joan and Idris were like, "Wow, so childish." And on the same day, I received the results for my Chinese quiz, and it sucked. Very, very bad, and people laughed at me. But the worst thing about that day, do you know what's the worst thing? The worst thing that happened on that day is actually Tom and Jeffrey suddenly decided to prank people with food, which is downright gross and disgusting. I like pranks, but pranking with food is just disgusting. And Tom and Jeffrey were once my close friends. And then on that day, they suddenly decided to prank me. And Jeffrey wanted to put a piece of broccoli, or I think cauliflower, into my pencil case. Into this. And I of course, I wouldn't just stand there and do nothing like a total fucking idiot loser. I ran towards Jeffrey and tried to snatch back my pencil case. Guess what happened? Guess what happened? Guess what happened? One of the pencils in the pencil case poked out and stabbed me in the fucking palm. And for the next few months, next few days actually, next few weeks, I tried to pull that graphite out of my hand, but I never succeeded. And still, 3 years later, or I think 2 years, 2.5, the graphite is still in my hand. All because of some stupid cauliflower prank by Jeffrey and Tom. And it hurts back then. It hurts. It bled. Now, I know it's not some crazy decapitation cut or anything, but like, of course I'm pissed off. I washed my wound in the bathroom and I just yelled, "Fuck!" And it can be worse. It can be worse than that. It can be worse. That's right. You heard me right. So we have number 3 with February 14th to 17th. It's actually a period of time. But it's just really, really bad. Actually to 20th, but 14th to 17th just really, really suck. So I'm gonna have to give you a bit of a backstory here, I think. So in order to fight against Bernice and her team, I had to find allies, and I actually formed a secret organization. You heard me right. Legit, kind of secret, because nobody knew and nobody had any idea that this organization actually existed. And the people in this organization are all special people. We got Natalie, who's smart, sociopathic. We got Jeffrey, who's manipulative, who's serious, resourceful, smart as well. We got Linda, who's strong, violent, and is the close friend of Jordana. And I also got my pal, Cedric, my close friend, and myself, because I'm the leader. And on February 14th, we had a WhatsApp group, and Linda decided to joke about me and Jordana like dating in Valentine's Day. And for some reason, I kicked Linda out, and I added her back in, you know, like a joke move, like a dick move, like, don't mess with me, huh? Linda was mad. Linda was pissed off. I pissed off the most violent member in our secret organization. And then after that, Jeffrey left, saying that it's all bullshit. Then Jordana left. And then after that, I got pissed off. I was sad. And Natalie left. And Cedric left because Cedric thought no one else is in this group. It was only me. And it is the most heartbreaking thing that I've ever been through. And I'm actually impressed that all 5 of the others are equally angry about me. I guess Cedric is not as angry, but still Cedric realized that, hey, I'm actually bullshit. And then after that, on the next day, Cedric told me that I'm not much of a friend with Jordana, which is also really heartbreaking. And then I talked to Jeffrey, and Jeffrey scolded me, saying that I suck, saying that I don't have any practical plans, saying that I'm stupid. And then I argued with Natalie, and then I argued with Jordana. Actually, we argued twice, and the argument just ended off where Jordana told me that strong people live, weak people die. If you want to be strong, then if you want to gain some respect, then be strong, or else you can just die. And when I argued with Jordana, it didn't last for long. I actually surrendered, like halfway through the argument. But Jordana had to still beat me, and punch me, and leave me, and make sure that I end up like a bloody pulp of flesh and bones. Because me being broken is not enough of a punishment. At first I was like, Jordana, okay, I will give you some time. Maybe sometime later we'll recover and you'll join my team again. And she said, no, you're not gonna give me some time. Instead, I will give you some time. And she said, me, Jeffrey, Keith, Natalie, we know what we're doing. And you don't. You're fucking stupid. And she said, I need to wake up. And at some point, I already gave up trying to argue with her, because clearly she's winning. Clearly there are more people who support her than me. And I was like, okay, fine, I'm a weak person. At least show mercy. And she said, no, I am emotionless. I have no empathy towards any human beings ever. And I said, okay, how about some justice? And Jordana replied saying, no, justice doesn't exist in this world. It was, I mean, sure, the bad days that I've previously mentioned, they're bad. They hurt me really bad. But this one cuts really deep into my soul. And I was a different man since then. I was never the same. Okay, let's move on. Number 2, March 26th, and that is the day when my old phone had decided to suddenly die. Where is my old phone? Somewhere up there, I think. My first phone is a Samsung Galaxy Note 1. And it's my first smartphone, and I started using it in I think 2015, January, and I built an empire in it. I really liked it, of course. It's my first smartphone, and I really enjoyed using it. And then things started to happen on March 26th. WhatsApp needed me to update. So, okay, fine. Let's update the app then. I updated it, and when I tried to go back to the app, it asked me to log in, to sign up again. And to do that, it needs to send a verification code to my number through messages, so that I can, verify myself with the number. Turns out, my mom deleted my phone number. So, the verification code is sending to nowhere. So, since then, I was never able to use WhatsApp again. And it's so fucking stupid, because not like my database are completely destroyed. They're still fucking there. It's just that I can't access it because my phone number literally doesn't exist anymore. But that is not where the problem ends. But it's not the end. After that, suddenly a huge chunk of my Samsung calendar are cleared. And then suddenly a huge chunk of my contacts are missing. And then suddenly 90% of all the S notes that I've ever written, they're all gone. They're all deleted. All the important information, they're all disappeared. And then I don't know why. Is it a coincidence? I think not, because WhatsApp and the system of the Android itself, not connected, right? Not connected, but they have to die at the same period of time. And what's worse is that a couple weeks later, the phone died. The monitor died. The phone started to turn off, on and off, like so on and so forth. It started to freak out. Weird words started to pop up in the monitor. And then until I think around July 2016, it officially died. I can never turn on the phone again. I literally gave this phone to my second uncle, who is a tech expert. And he said, it's burnt. It's burnt. It's gone. There is no way reviving the phone ever again. All my important information, all the things that I've left after the argument, after losing so many friends, all the little bits of bones and flesh that I have left, a bit of soul, all deleted. What's left of me are even taken away by what? Coincidence? Destiny? Fate? I don't know. But it could be worse. It could be fucking worse. Welcome to the worst day of my life so far. It is February 20th, 2016. And yeah, I mean, I've moved on. After this day, I moved on. I manned up, and I threw away the past. I looked forward. But I cannot deny that still, till this day haunts me forever in my life. This day made me a different person. I was never the same after this day. So February 20th is basically what happened after February, the arguments between February 14th and 17th. And it's the climax of the whole thing, the whole situation. So at that point, Linda, Natalie, and Jordana had already blocked me on all social media. Back then I didn't have Instagram, and apparently Linda made an Instagram post dissing me. And that diss is basically, because I told them that everybody makes mistakes and I'm sorry for my mistakes. So her post, the caption to her post is, yeah, everybody makes mistake. And my mistake is to trust you. It's real. It happened. I mean, right now she had already deleted the post, but it was there. I couldn't find the screenshot though because my phone is gone. On that day, I decided to ask Jordana. At that point, I already surrendered. I already knew that I've lost, and maybe they're right. Maybe I'm the one who's in the wrong here. Like, it's like I'm being gaslighted to believe that I have been a loser for all my life. And I asked Jordana for forgiveness. I begged her for forgiveness. I asked her, what does she want from me? And she kept on saying either you need to wake up or I've already told you. And I kept begging and begging and begging. She stopped. Suddenly, Natalie unblocked me, and she yelled at me. How dare you offend our goddess? How dare you think that you're right and she's wrong? How dare you attempt to hurt such a powerful person? and I couldn't even defend myself. I kept on saying, no, I didn't say she was wrong. I am the one who's wrong. Like, I'm wrong. I surrender. I'm sorry. And then she just blocked me again. And then Linda unblocked me, like, immediately after, like a couple seconds after Natalie finished. It was Linda's turn. Linda unblocked me and yelled at me, "Do not hurt my friends." And again, I was like, no, I didn't hurt your friends. I just wanted to know, why am I such a stupid, idiot loser of a person? I'm just asking, why do I suck? I'm not hurting anyone. I'm hurting myself, actually. But she kept on saying, don't hurt my friend. Don't talk to me ever again. Don't talk to Jordana ever again. Leave us alone. And we hate you and we'll never talk to you again. And then after that, I put down... I paused for a second. I was outside. I was in the living room. I paused for a second. I walked to my bedroom. I put down my phone. And back then there was a bed here, like it was bunk bed, so there was the top layer of bed and there's the bottom layer. I put down my phone and I saw my entire history, like the entire history of my school life, flashing before my eyes, and I collapsed. I just fall face towards the bed, and I kept crying and crying and crying uncontrollably. I was crying so much I was drooling. My saliva was on the bed. I cried so hard I think I couldn't feel my fingers or my toes because, blood deficiency or something. I was in so much pain. I never saw something like this would ever happen. I never anticipated this. And then after that, I stood up again. I was shaking. I was breathing really intensely. I was trembling. I texted Cedric, telling him that I'm going to send messages to Linda, Natalie, and Jordana. And I'm going to send them to Cedric, and Cedric is going to forward them to them. The messages to Jordana, Linda, and Natalie. And I told Cedric that I know you hate me. Like, I already assumed that he hates me. And I told him that if you don't do this, you'll see me tomorrow morning in the newspapers. But yeah, that's the climax, February 20th. And then after that, I got, I think 72 days of darkness, of loneliness and darkness. 72 days of me just being alone all the time, and being sad all the time, and being in the dark, and not even like the fun, evil, haha, dark, just pure nothingness. And then it was on April 25th when something happened, when there was a change of events. And I guess I'll leave April 25th for my top 10 best days of 2016. But hey, right now, as of this moment, I'm still friends with Natalie and Cedric, and I still talk to Jordana sometimes. So, I was a kid back then. Of course, something like this would hurt my soul so hard, so much. But I'm kind of grateful that this never stuck to me forever. Only stuck to me for 72 days. So yeah, what are your worst days of 2016? Comments below, and I got it off my chest.